We're like midway into January, so I guess this is as good a time as any to do a wee check-in. I have finished my first book of the year. Yay. We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. This is the book one in a new series that he's starting about a detective duo. They are solving a murder and starting a family business. And I think the novel was really good in setting up the main characters that we're going to follow throughout the series, as well as introducing the type of crimes they're going to solve and giving them a reason to like start this whole new family crime solving business. So Steve Wheeler is a retired cop, I think, and yeah, with his retired life he does investigations where he helps people find their lost pets, and they pay him like an insane amount of money. And then there's Amy Wheeler, his daughter-in-law, and she is a bodyguard. She's a bodyguard for like really famous people, or like really wealthy people. But she's like a personal bodyguard, and she works for an agency where she gets like sent out to do these different things. And then shenanigans ensue when she's on assignment, and it turns out that while protecting her client, people start coming after her. This massive like money smuggling dude. It's like person in charge of a massive money smuggling, money laundering operation is coming after her and wants to kill her, and he's kind of pinning all his crimes on her as well. They start investigating, and she enlists the help of her client, because she still needs to protect this famous author whose life is also in danger. And then she enlists the help of her bodyguard. So there's a lot of crazy characters and interesting antics. I liked the dynamics between the characters more than the actual story that happened, but the story itself was intriguing enough that it kind of kept you going. You know, you want to kind of see what happens to these characters. And yeah, I think that's good. This did a really nice job of setting up the reason for it's like episode one in a series where it kind of brings all the characters together and gives reasons for them to be together and all that jazz. So I am looking forward to continuing in the series. Seeing when I watch like serialized crime novels, when I read serialized crime novels, it's less about the actual thing that's happening in that specific novel. For me, it's more about the characters and seeing how they go about getting through the different situations that they're thrust into. And obviously they won't just be some ragtag gang of investigators and crime investigators, but they're like, they're highly skilled professionals, and they have a famous author backing them, which I think is interesting. There are also some future setups, future things that are set up. Like there's a relationship between the author and the father-in-law. And then there are some dynamics of Amy and her partner or husband, and just like have the small little town where their headquarters are based. Having all of that just fleshed out over the next however long the series is. That will be fun. And I think that is the key thing in these kind of novels. So Blink is all about the power of thinking without thinking. And I got through the introduction last night. And this book is kind of about learning how to, well, in the book, kind of the point of the book is Malcolm Gladwell discusses and talks to people who have this ability to make reliable snap judgments based on like their years of expertise and knowledge and stuff like that. So it's about like trusting your instincts and knowing when your instincts are right and when they're not right. You know, like how some people can walk into a room for like in a minute or in a couple of seconds. They're just like, this is not the right space for me, and they bounce. Or when you meet someone or your friend introduces you to someone and within seconds you're like, something's just not right here. And learning to kind of harness that ability, that innate kind of, he calls it the adaptable unconscious. So how to like use that and so that you can make really quick decisions, and obviously I understand the difference between decisions you can trust and decisions you can't trust. Yeah. And there's this cool quote. He says that decisions made very quickly can be every bit as good as decisions made cautiously and deliberately. And I think there's some other points that I kind of highlighted. We live in a world that assumes that the quality of a decision is directly related to the time and effort that went into making it. And obviously that ties to that other point where decisions made very quickly can be every bit as good as decisions made cautiously and deliberately. Thinking about how Legion is very similar to kind of dating, you know, it follows kind of that same process. And a lot of times I think when someone hires a ghostwriter or a social media manager or someone like me to do their things, one question that is asked a lot is like, oh, so like how much revenue have you generated for someone, right? And in that conversation, there's a lot of nuance because it's a lot like dating. There's this one quote by a dude. I just need to pull up my notes. I can't remember who he is, but there's this dude in my notes somewhere where he says that good brand strategists and good branding people, marketing people, salespeople, they know that the whole sales process is not just about a client finding the right fit, but also about you finding the right fit. It's both parties need to agree that this is a good match in order for them to actually work together. And a lot of times, you can go through LinkedIn, either looking at people who interact with your content, going and searching people's searching people's like your decision makers, looking for their titles, and looking for people in your city with that title who work at these companies that are like on your bucket list. And you can do all of that stuff. You can have all those people, you can have all of those conversations, but it doesn't necessarily mean that any one of those conversations are going to be a good fit. So someone like me, if this was dating, I would be the person who swipes through the Tinder profiles for you. I would be the person who swipes through all the Tinder profiles for you and goes nope on the people that don't match your criteria, and yes, on the people who do match your criteria. But that doesn't necessarily mean, one, that you're a good match for that person, because they have to like see if it's a match as well. And if they do think that it's a match, then it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna think that person's a good person when you actually connect on a sales call, or if they send you messages and things like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to connect, that there's going to be that creative energy there that makes for a good long-term business relationship. And that makes it a tricky yet intricate and fun process. Like, it's fun for me because I get to go and list up the stuff and suggest all these people. And I don't know if it's fun for the people on the other side who then have to like have these first dates or consultations or sales calls, or whatever you want to call them, discovery calls. But that's where a lot of the times the two people meet up for the first time and have a conversation to see if they both are a good fit right now. And sometimes it is a case where, you have those rom-coms where it's love at first sight and the people get married immediately. There are other ones where, they get off on the wrong foot, but a couple of years down the line, they become a match made in heaven or whatever. So it's like the sales process and the sales journey, especially in the service-based industry, is a lot similar to the dating process and any kind of relationship process, where just because you have a list of 100 people or you have a list of 1,000 people, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a good fit for any of those people. And it also doesn't necessarily mean that those people are going to be a good fit for you. The process, though, is in I don't know how to land this plane. Help me land the plane. The process, though, is in, or the success, though. Hey, buddy. Success, though, comes when you are able to sift through that initial list quicker and easier, so that you separate the people who are simply potential, leads. And Ben Burns defines a lead as someone who knows you and who wants the services that you provide. So sifting those potential leads to actual leads, sifting them between actual leads and unqualified leads. Unqualified leads being people that you're straight up like, on paper they look like a good idea, but they're not a good idea. To the potential leads, those are people that you would actually either message or get together with, like get on a call with, either message or get on a call with or get in touch with somehow to see if, a working relationship is worth pursuing. And clearly, my dog thinks that I am a good match for the title of his human. I love a hot mess, but today was a good day. It was a productive day. I got stuff done. One of my client projects is done. Not like done, like we're not doing anything else, but just this phase of the project is done, and I got my deliverables in. It's probably like one more task I need to do for that, and then it's all sorted. Closing out the night, it's like 11 p.m. and like when you've just had a really good day of work, like wrapped up in the silence of it all. I even got to like spend some time with my mom, and we watched a really cool video, a cool series, this comedy series, and then I got back to work. I was on a coaching call, had a call with a client this morning, got some stuff for another project. So I have like 3 projects running at the moment. So I had one call for project A, and a call with the client for project A, to see where we are for the year, or for at least for the quarter, where we are, what I need to get done immediately, and what's happening the way forward. Got stuff done with project B, and then I got some materials and some brand assets from project C that I now have to create content for. So I got like all the visuals and stuff, and now I get to create content for that later, and work through that so I can actually showcase the entire content plan and work through everything on Monday with that client. It just feels really, really amazing. Tomorrow, I get to plan out tomorrow. Let's see. So tomorrow, I need to have a vlog up. So I need to, at some point tomorrow, edit my vlog. Goodness, that's gonna take like hours. And then I also have to write 2 articles. And that's gonna take another set of hours. So that's gonna be my day tomorrow. It'll be a maker day. I was watching this video by Layla Hermosi, where she was talking about like how she plans out her week as she's the CEO of like a massive company, and she's the CEO of acquisition.com. And she was talking about like how she maps out her day and giving advice of like, well, before you can like map out your week, you need to know what kind of work style you have. Are you a maker? Are you a manager? Or do you do a bit of both? Like I make and I manage. I don't necessarily manage people, but I do manage projects, and I manage my freelance business. So there's like the other people might talk about it as working in your business versus working on your business. So she was talking about like how sometimes for makers, it's a good thing to just have like a complete day where all you do is make. All you do is like create stuff. So tomorrow is going to be a very maker focused day for me. I don't think I don't have any calls planned. It's all just, an entire day of nothing but just making. And then I had a group call. I was in a group coaching call with social curator. Oh, and then there's a group thing at 8 p.m. tomorrow. So that's my day. I'll just be me with my headphones on, music playing, making stuff. It feels so good. I think just before I leave for the day, I might just, and I suppose before I actually go to bed. So I'm mapped out tomorrow, and then before I go to bed, I'm going to do what? I also need to like fix my hair tomorrow. Do hair. Make my hair all presentable and pretty and not the way it looks right now. It didn't look like this all day. There's just no product on my hair, so because yeah, ADHD. Some time blindness today. I think it was like half an hour before a call. I was like, oh snap, I have that meeting today. And then I had to like run to get ready, get showered, fix my hair ish. And then, you know, just like minutes before thingy, I was just like presentable enough to show up on camera. It's presentable enough to show up on camera, and I don't know, I just got into the work groove. So days like these are amazing. I cherish them because I know that they aren't as regular as I would want them to be. Days when I'm just like in the work and in the zone and just like getting things done, like just doing one thing after the other. Yeah, and I have my calendar where I block things out. I have my notebook where I write down what I need to do. Not really what I need to do, I kind of just make notes. So if I'm working on something, I'll kind of write out the steps that I need to do, especially if I'm just getting started and I have no idea where to start because there's so many moving pieces. Just writing it down in my notebook helps. Not so that I can check it off, but just it gives me a starting point. Like, do this thing, open your email, open Metricool, open the Word document, stuff like that. So that gives me a starting place. And once I have that starting place, it's like, open that thing, then you have to do this. This is the outcome that you need to get. It's like the smallest, littlest step to just like help you stay on task and stay focused. And then like once you get into that groove, it's like you finish the one thing, then you go into the next thing, and you go into the next thing, and it's all just part of this one. It's like a waterfall, it just flows from the one space to the other. Yeah, so I had a good day, I had a productive day, a lovely work day. I can feel the hum. The hum is life. The hum isn't life. Jesus is life. I can feel the hum, which is just amazing. Does it look like I'm glowing? Anyway, it's nighttime. It smells so nice. So I am setting myself up for success tomorrow. And one way to do that is by one way to set yourself up for success the next day is by just tagging up your workspace, like just before you leave. for the day. Tidy it up. Okay, that's not perfect, but it's in its little spot. This needs to go. And these come with me because I need to do morning pages tomorrow morning. And I also need to, before I go to bed, I need to do my devotion because I didn't do it this morning. And then, yeah, just like spend time with God, being like, thank you for the day. Thank you. And gift of this day. And then also just like prep for tomorrow, prep my notebook for tomorrow with tomorrow's date and morning pages so that I can begin with morning pages, because I'm too lazy to do my morning pages, if I'm going to be honest. And then I also just want to go through the notes that I had today, because I had a lot of notes today, and allocate them, because I have like my morning pages. I have like the yellow highlighter where I have like my morning pages, and when that's done, I have like notes. And in my notes section, under the notes section, I break things down with a pink highlighter, because the colors don't mean anything. It's just the first one I grabbed the first time I did it, and now I just keep using that to create a little system for myself. So yeah, let me not have a pen next to my white top. But yeah, then under that I'll have like with God daily, which is the devotional I go through. And after that, I'll have whatever other thing I'm making notes for. So if I'm watching a YouTube video, I'll have a little section with the title of the YouTube video or the title of the channel. So like I was watching a video by Layla Harmozy today while I was working, while I was doing some of the tasks I was doing. I was listening to that. And then, so then I'll have that section so that when I'm flipping through looking for stuff, I can see where those notes are. So I'm going to go do that, and it's going to be lovely and cozy, and then I'm going to sleep so well. Hopefully I sleep well. Anyway, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. If you like this video, check out this one that YouTube thinks is just right for you.